Hey, hi guys. Violet, hi sweetheart. You are so wonderful. Oh my gosh, I am so heartwarmed. You were busting me up. I was cracking up so hard today. So you guys, thank you everybody. As I kind of left it to you guys to let me know if you would like a part two. And overwhelmingly, you guys said yes. So I'm super honored. Thank you guys. I mean, I'm super thrilled. I wanted to know what happened too. I just didn't know if anybody else would care about it. So, Violet, thank you so much for letting me know so loud and clear. RS, Darren, great to see everyone. Hey. All right. So, part one was about like a little over 19 minutes long, I think, earlier today. And I'm not going to do a big recap. We're going to try to jump right into part two. I will put the free link, of course, to part one if you missed it in the description box, but I'll do that after we're done with this live. Okay. So we had a character that was seemingly like very heavy on the martyrdom. They knew that they loved this person, but they still went ahead and martyred themselves, martyred the connection for what seemed to be kind of, I don't know, like a group of meatheads that they wanted to like prove themselves to. But interestingly enough, they kind of knew all the while that they basically didn't say goodbye, didn't close out a chapter with a person that they were in love with. They bounced intentionally, did not give closure because they always intended to come back. And they had been kind of like paying attention to just how long they could keep martyring themselves instead of coming back into the connection. And they can feel that we kept seeing things like the Nine of Pentacles for her. She is like really moving on. The universe was like, girl, run, do the thing that you need to do, make your life amazing. Don't think about this person. Don't waste time on somebody that's busy martyring themselves. But our martyr was about to come back in full strength. I mean, what we ended up with is we had some kind of very maybe cathartic conversation on the horizon, and we definitely had them coming back in. So that's kind of where I wanted to pick things up. And I had said, it almost seemed like it was one of those stories where it's like they didn't fully understand just how damaging that their ego was to this connection until now that it's already done. So I'm wondering what the conversation would be. I'm wondering how they're coming back in. So let's just set the stage for this and say, hi guys, so good to see you. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you everybody for being here. All right, so that's a recap of part one because I know that was many hours ago. Okay, so to set the stage for all of this, the universe just says, all right, the ultimate goal in this storyline is for characters to get to the 10 of Cups. This is what they're all striving for. In particular, this is what her journey is about. So part two may be more about her. We'll see. Or it's about that perspective. How does she find her 10 of Cups? And we see her from the back. So we know that she's walked away from them. That's how we left part one. So we are picking it up right there. I would almost say that if she turned her back on them, we have to begin by saying, where's she at right now? It looks like she's getting pretty darn close to a good 10 of Cups. So tell me just about her. Where are you at, feminine? 10 of Wands. She has all but forgotten this mess. It's, that was a sinking ship. Like in this case, let's consider this giant squid monster to be the person's ego that sunk this relationship, that dropped her like a hot rock, kind of ghosted, disappeared, didn't say goodbye, didn't give her closure because they always intended on coming back. In her mind, that ego was the big squid monster that sunk that ship, and she's let it go. I mean, what are you going to do how are you going to resurrect a ship that just got, taken down to the bottom of the sea? So in her mind, that she doesn't really think about them anymore. In fact, with the Three of Pentacles, by the way, she could be somebody who's very interested in things like cooking classes. I'm picturing somebody who's like a nutritionist, somebody who's into health and wellness, somebody who likes to try out, different recipes. This can also be somebody that is very into things like tarot cards and esoteric matters. She may like libraries. She may be a librarian. She may love bookstores. She may like knowledge as a whole, like sharing conversations about different aspects of interesting topics. She seems to be an active-minded person who has a pretty rich life. She's got friends around her. She's got hobbies. She's got things that she's filling her life with. I don't even think she has time to think about that person from the past. So she's very much on a different, guys, she's very much on a different wavelength. The World card. She is, especially this year, 2025, I don't know if she's ever felt better. Somebody's got great legs and has cute boots. I feel like, and she may favor like thick belts, cinch in the waist, snatch the waist in a little bit. Doesn't matter if she's a masculine or a feminine. She's just coming out as a feminine right now. And so there's some particular attributes of her physique that are coming across as like somebody who's got her own awesome sense of style. She may be planning a trip or travel sometime in this upcoming year, and possibly even still, we're not technically in Year of the Snake yet, not until January the 29th, when we actually have the Chinese New Year. So we're still in the Year of the Dragon, and she has a little dragon still on her finger. So she may actually still have some trip. Maybe it's a weekend getaway. Maybe it's something simple here in the month of January before we get to the 29th that she's more focused on. It feels like she is setting her intentions for 2025. She's dressing a little bit better in 2025. She's looking forward to a life full of adventures and meaning and things that interest her. I would say she's got a very rich life, but also her surroundings seem to reflect that. I don't know if she likes brocaded tapestries and things, but she may have like a throw or a tendency to like, deep, rich red brocaded, either couch covers or pillows or an ottoman or something like that. But it seems like she likes jewel tones and she likes rich, comfortable surroundings. Also, fresh air is important to her. 5 of Pentacles. I gotta say this. I'm surprised we don't have like the Libra scales here, only because it feels as if everything she is doing is bringing her life into greater and greater moments of happiness. And if anything, it's a real juxtaposition to like she takes her energy further and further away from that person that through their ego and martyrdom they wrecked this connection. I almost feel like every day that passes, maybe even every hour that passes, as she thinks more about her future and her thoughts fade of them. And honestly, I feel like this is a fading memory in her mind. Her life is too busy. She's too busy thinking, hoping, dreaming, learning, growing right now. She doesn't really have time to think about them. And it feels like, energetically speaking, the more she forgets them, forgets to remember them, the emptier something is getting in their world. Okay, so that brings us over to their side. So let's go ahead and talk about them next, since that's kind of a natural transition. All right, where are you at, masculine? We see you in a 5 of Pentacles. We see him starting to have not just the awareness of, ooh, I need to get back to her, but okay, didn't we have the Chariot in part 1 also? In fact, I think we had it twice, if I remember right. We have the Chariot again out of another deck. They are like, she's forgetting me. I don't feel her energy very strong. Let me ask, because we had a Lover's card that showed the two of them being connected by, like a cord, or rather he was like an earth creature or she was an earth creature. He was an air creature. It was a Lover's card out of the Tarot Apocalyptus, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay. This is the World card in any other deck. And I always think that this is so awesome because this image right here, it's a zodiac music box that I actually own. I've owned this for many years. I'll remember to tag the products for you guys. But it's really awesome. It does, wind up and play a song, and actually lights up too. And there's like this angel in the middle of it, and kind of like the Greek Parthenon in here. But we've got all the zodiacs carved on the outside. And I just loved it. I bought this for myself and one for a family member like 4 or 5 years ago. And then unexpectedly, I buy this deck this year, just like a month and a half ago. And I recognize that. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's my zodiac music box. I only mention that because all of the zodiacs are there. The divine is overseeing everything. But this card is in the reverse. And this would be the World card. In this deck, they call it the universe, but this is the World card. And as it pertains to them, it's kind of like, not to be overly melodramatic, but it's a little bit like their world stopped turning. They don't want to meet some other zodiac. They don't want another day to pass. They don't want the planets to transit into another sign. They right now, in the here and the now, they've got to get back to her. And it could even be that tonight is the night they're sitting there going, I don't know how to write to her. I don't know how to tell her what I need to say. Tonight might be a really tough night for this character in this storyline. So it's like, I don't know if they start traveling at night. You notice it's stars, it's dark time, it's nighttime. And they're thinking, I gotta go. I gotta go see her. I gotta go talk to her because not another day can pass. We can't get too far into this year. I can't sit around and do nothing. I can't feel her energy like I could before. She's out of my orbit. She's too far. You know, it's funny because on the world card, she has the world as well. I really think it's because her mind is on going places. Oh, you know what? I've never noticed this before. She has a pendulum. I never paid any attention to that before. How interesting. Okay. She may literally be like asking questions like, should I go here? Should I go there? She may be wavering a pendulum like over a map as she decides where she's going to travel, what she's going to do. It feels like she's very much fly by the seat of her pants, but it's because she's confident enough to do that. She is giving off such vibes of adventure and forgetting about the past. And I think that's why he's like, I am clawing my way back to her. Okay, she lives at quite a distance. Quite a distance. She could be north of him. He may have to travel quite far. And it's crazy because it's almost like he's falling more in love with her, more passionate about her, needs her more, the more he's realizing I can't feel her energy around me anymore. It's like there's a icy cold breeze. I don't know if he's someplace where it is really cold right now, but it just feels like there's an icy cold breeze, or maybe somebody's sitting with their window open and he's, ah, God, it's so cold. But that's kind of the example of her absence. So I think he's either making plans even before daylight breaks, but he's making plans or is physically already starting this motion. He may be counting up how many hours it's going to take to either get to her. Does he really know where she's at? Is he really driving somewhere, flying somewhere? We have the Hanged Man, which I believe he came out as a hanged man at least twice. That's where I got the martyrdom aspect from in part one. You notice that it's an interesting card because this is the Hanged Man upright, but what we have is the heart inverted, and it's in front of what I always think of as a mirror that has been sitting there for so long that it has a cobweb over it, meaning he hasn't looked in the mirror for a long time. He hasn't considered like his actions and how that would have hurt another person for a long time. He again, everything was all about him, his ego, his this, his that. And even now, as I'm like, wait a second, is he really driving toward her, coming toward her? It says this can be about a delay on one hand, but we already said he doesn't think he can delay. It feels more like he's almost feeling really bad for himself as he's making these plans. I don't know, maybe he is going to get like, it's so far to go. Oh man, I was going to go tonight, but it's so far. I don't know. This feels like he has not looked in the mirror yet. The universe, you weigh in on this about him, because I don't know. I don't know that he's really taking action that he says he's going to. The universe says Four of Wands. Four of Wands is, and we only see her on this, you notice. The universe might be saying she's building a stable life and there's not really a spot for him at her table. We have a King of Swords sideways. We have an Ace of Swords upright. Let me put it this way. Whether or not he moves toward her is entirely up to her energy flow. Right now, we see her consistently looking into her future and kind of forgetting, I want to say forgetting his name. The universe says he won't be able to come toward her unless she calls him in. And right now she holds this sword of truth. She may be tonight doing some kind of meditative yoga practice. Her, chakras might be very activated, very aligned as she is letting go of him, and maybe even doing like a cord cutting. I don't know that she's focusing on him in her cord cutting. She may be in the grand sense saying, man, I feel better. I feel like my year is going to look better. I've been loving the way this is beginning. I've been loving the plans I'm making. I see, like I envision myself having greater stability. I already feel better. I feel more stable. Maybe that's why her chakras look really aligned. But the universe says, Again, if she does not invoke his name, if she does not call him back in, and in fact, if she forgets to even think about him, he is likely not going to find, I'll say, the energetic impetus to actually follow through with the plans that he was going to make. He was like, I'm a sleepless night. I'm so sad. I need to take action. I've got to drive toward her. I mean, he might go out and get in the car and sit there and not start it, even though he was going to. And then he goes, oh, but it's so far to go. And oh gosh, maybe I should wait. And it almost feels like it's really because, again, that thread is so thin between that connection anymore. She holds the sword of truth. Okay, so universe, what do you have to say to her? I mean, it's obviously, I said at the beginning, it looks like this is going to be more about her. And sure enough, this storyline is. And please remember, I don't read for genders. This could be same sex, reverse gender roles, doesn't matter. But to keep the characters straight, I do need to refer to them as what we see on the cards. And we've had a lot of feminine on her side. So the universe says to her, Six of Cups and the Hermit, because whether or not they show back up into her life, it is entirely her energy that will determine that. So the universe says to her, think deeply about, does a soulmate need to return for you to complete more lessons, or would you like this lesson to be over? Would you like to continue to help them? Because maybe this has always been about them, not about her. Think deeply about this. Her decision, which is all just in the mind or in the, like I say, like the chakras, the energy source, I feel like she's vibing really, really, really high right now. And her energy of, do I want to talk to this King of Swords again, ever? Or is this the place where we depart ways? And the universe says, well, feminine, be mindful. This could be the last time you would ever speak to them, or let's say the last time you spoke to them would be the last time permanently. If the Ace of Swords is it's a big decision. It's a sword that can truly cut off a tie, and never again will this energetic cord exist, at least if she wants to be done with this connection. So as heavy as a question as this is, it's kind of awesome that it still is up to her. She directly determines whether or not they are going to basically be energetically welcomed to reach out to her or not. And although I don't know that they're aware that what they're waiting for is the okay signal from her, that is exactly what this storyline is. So we're kind of working in the 5D realm right now, where this is, let me just ask, is he conscious of any of this, that there's some 5D request that he's put in, and her 5D self has to determine whether or not she will permit it? We have the Sun. Yeah, he actually does know. Again, maybe not in like a conscious brain thing, but he's been very aware of this waning connection. We saw that in part 1. He is extremely aware. And today, for some reason, or between tonight and tomorrow, because we've had nighttime and now we have daytime, this is a critical moment for this connection. This could be the end of this permanently. These two will not speak again if she chooses that. He won't move toward her. There is something that he knows intuitively, very clearly, that he is waiting for. And it's like he'll know by morning whether or not something has truly ended. How is it that he's so intuitive and so connected to her? How is that possible? Why is that? Death card. Death card is Scorpio energy, and this could be very sensual energy. Scorpio can be extremely I'm just going to stick with the word sensual. Okay, but there could have been some kind of bond attachment really formed through an intimate connection. But it also talks about a transformation. And even I always look at this card as like a Kundalini awakening as well, with all those chakras being aligned. I do feel like these two had a very strong intimate connection. And that might have been what established a really powerful bond between them. Or Maybe for him, it was first just a strong physical vibe, and he's only recently awakened to, oh my God, that physical, intimate connection was actually tethering like some other part of ourselves, the intangible selves. Through an act of physical intimacy, we actually tethered and interwove our spiritual selves. And I don't know that he was open to this or understood it until now. I kind of feel like this is a big thing for him. I'm wondering if this is why he's feeling this sudden, like, huge deficit, this sudden, the chance that this is over for good, and the idea that he's lost all power in the situation. She would have to energetically welcome him back in. And she right now sits in the ultimate position of power where if she's going to be done with this, he will never speak to her again. This will be the end of their road, at least in this lifetime. And he knows this. If she energetically says, yes, you may approach, then he can talk to her again in this lifetime. I don't know why it's like that. That's just the vibe that we got on this story. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just for this fictional story, that's how it is. And it's very definite. Hang on. I need to pose a question. Nothing's popped out yet anyway. I almost feel like it's because there's like this moment of like, so what? What is she going to do? What is her, I don't know what she's going to do. He doesn't know what she's going to do, but maybe they're supposed to sit in that for a minute. The knowledge that I didn't move towards somebody that I loved. I kept them waiting and thought I could come back in any old time, only to find that the dynamic of power has shifted and I'm the one now in waiting. I believe that's the best way to say it, because I didn't have a question even posed yet, because there's like this weird waiting energy. Okay, so can we go back over to her? The universe last we saw said, evaluate wisely. By the way, she could come out as very like sage, or, as a Virgo, a hermit. She may be thinking really deeply about everything at this moment in time. Let's just see. In your heart of hearts, feminine, what would you like? In your heart of hearts, what would you like? Do you want to be done with him? Do you want to talk to him again? In her heart of hearts, her first answer is, I want to be happy. I want to be successful. I want to run forward. I want to be in the sunlight. I want to have joy. I want to have success. I want a good life this year. Okay. So her first thought is not of them, you notice. Her first thought is of, God, I just want to live, and I want to feel the wind in my hair, and I want to feel like life is happening, and I want to have some wild streak of happiness. We have a Four of Swords. I don't want to heal fully and completely from what already happened, but I can't help but say this is ancient history at this point for her. The Four of Swords can be silence. The fact that we have those kind of, I can't think of the name of that particular, it's not a saber, but it will just say sword, but there's a better word for that. The fact that they almost cross over the mummy, and the mummy represents the ancient history, which represents everything she had with them, all the story that already occurred with them. She like packed it up nice and tidy. It's, what is a mummy? It's exsanguinated. It's all wrapped up neat and tidy. It was sacred. It's handled with great care. Her memories of this, she had time to mummify, dehydrate, and preserve, and pack away and store away with great care the entire experience that she had with them. And at this point, it kind of says that I think she's totally healed from it. I mean, she might just now be realizing it. I think I'm totally healed, but I'm not sure, because where these 4 points of the swords come together, we have this lightning bolt. So what does that mean? Because there is this new, I would say it's an epiphany that she is having right now. When I ask, in your heart of hearts, what do you want from him? Because it's up to you as to whether or not he's coming towards you, because he's either coming towards you tonight or morning, but you kind of are the one who sits for these next, handful of hours and determines what will happen. So in your heart of hearts, you want happiness, okay? You also want true healing, and you realize that the past has already been packaged up. But as you realize this, what is this huge epiphany? The World, the Seven of Wands. This year is very special. This is a year where she is moving through her struggles, her problems. This is a year where, let me put it this way, I don't think she's blocking him. I actually think she's saying, I don't give a flying whatever. I'm not mad. I'm not happy. I just am so glad that I've healed. Whether he shows up, whether he doesn't, if he reaches out to me, I finally can think about him and I don't have hurt. I could think about hearing from him and it doesn't fill me with a, nauseousness or my palms get sweaty, mom spaghetti on my shirt already. Sorry. I am a rap fan. Like, you have no idea. I love rap music. But yes, and I love Eminem. Okay. So this is maybe the best way to say that she's healed, is because she's not saying, oh, I have to keep him away from me. I can't let the past come back. She's like, what do you mean? The past is ancient history. I mean, I can reference him. I can refer to him. I can think of his name. It doesn't mean I'll never think of him again. If he popped back into my life, it doesn't mean I wouldn't say hi to him. I'm not triggered. Something has happened inside of me. This always is such a great world card because you notice how it's a cell. It's a single cell with all the little organelles in it. And if you look really closely, I know it's a very busy little card, but we have like the image of her, and we have kind of like restructuring at the cellular level. She's just ready for a new chapter. She doesn't hold on to, he is not her stumbling block anymore. I think she's just totally feeling like, I don't know, whatever he's going to do is up to him. What do you mean it's up to me? I don't really care. If he shows up, if he doesn't, if he talks to me, if he doesn't, he's not really what I'm thinking of. Look, I do really like history, but at the same time, and I'm interested in especially like the pantheon of gods, and I've always loved going to see, historical locations, but at the same time, my day-to-day life is made up of my day-to-day modern things that I need to do. I love to study some history, love to visit historical sites, but my day-to-day life is made up of what's in my day-to-day environment. If I get to take a vacation, you better believe I'm going someplace I can go see ancient history. But my day-to-day, the majority of my life is lived in the present. And I feel like that's the best analogy I could make to how she feels about him. Look, it's not like it didn't happen. It's not like I don't remember it. It's not like it's not something that still exists in the history of my life. But in my day-to-day world, I'm honestly all about my future right now and happiness. So he doesn't fill me, the thought of him, I don't have to say yes or no. He doesn't fill me with a reaction anymore. I would say that's truly when a character knows that they've healed, when they're not triggered and they don't react. And it really doesn't matter if they showed up on her front doorstep. Okay, so given the fact that she's not blocking them, she's truly okay with herself, with where she's at, with what she's planning. What does that mean for them? Honestly, that I did not expect that. And that's like the greatest message ever. What does that mean for him? Because all of a sudden, he's lost all power in the situation. She's not on a string for him. This is like, if she met him again, maybe this is the greatest opportunity for a brand new beginning, because she remembers the past, but it doesn't trigger her. But will he move toward her, or does he only like things if there's still that energetic tether? Let me see. Character, if you get that vibe that she's at peace no matter what happens, what does that mean for him? 9 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. Give me one more. 3 of Pentacles. So he is picking up what she's putting down loud and clear. Once upon a time, she was wounded and she's healed. Her life is amazing. Do I reach out to her? Do I not? So wait a minute. You were only going to reach out if you still had power in the situation? What is this? What is this? He's sitting here. Do I write the letter? Do I write the letter? And you notice that even though we've used all these different decks, here he is sitting here with the parchment paper, going to write the letter. Here's his quill pen. Here he is again, parchment in the night with the quill pen. but this time it's sideways. First it was I was going to write to her. I needed to write to her. Oh my God. And now it's like, gosh, she seems happy. Should I write to her? Dude, what do you want in your heart of hearts? Dudette. Sorry, I don't mean to say he's got to be a dude, but he showed up that way. Four of Cups in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles upright. Okay, you don't want to have a missed opportunity. You want to work on something. Again, dark of night, burning the candle, sitting here with a skull, rehashing ancient history. The book of life is open. He wants to still work on things. Okay, then are you going to get up and do it? Are you going to go ahead and do it? Here we go. Sorry, I'm seeing something that I don't understand in the comments. We have the Karma card in the reverse. Karma card in the reverse says it's the Judgment card. I honestly, I don't know. I think that he might be letting this go. If he doesn't think that he's going to be welcomed in, he keeps thinking about whether or not he's going to do this. And to me, it says that I don't think he's going to do this. And I don't want to say that the fun ran out because the intrigue ran out because she's so solid and so good. Maybe, does he like drama? Is that what that boils down to? Is this a simple situation where when there was angst, when there was tension? You know how, we watch movies and there's angst and there's tension and there's all of this kind of, they always say that's what makes a great movie, right? We got to see the tension. We can't just have characters having a happily ever after, or it would be, one of those situations where there's just, like, nobody wants to see just happiness and things coming together really well. Is that what this boils down to? He likes the drama. He might be creating a little bit of extra dose of drama, saying, well, I should just wish her well. I know she's going to have a 10 of cups and I'm blocked out of, we already said that they were the martyr. We saw that in part 1. We saw it again here because that hangman can always represent martyrdom. Is this their new drama that they create? Wait a second. First, I can't come toward her unless she wants me to, but I can feel that she's not thinking of me. God, that means that this isn't like super angsty anymore. But it also means I could come toward her and I don't want to have a disappointment and I would like to work on things. But, then again, without the drama, without the intrigue, without the angst, there's just not the emotional tension and strife that I'm looking for, because I like to feel persecuted. I like to feel like there's always something that I can't have. So you know what? I'm going to let her go be happy. And I'm going to say I was blocked away from being with the love of my life because I stayed away from her. Then when I could have gone toward her, I didn't feel like she was upset over it enough anymore. So then I didn't go toward her, and now she's going to be happy with somebody else. And see, again, woe is me. Martyrdom is my dish, my favorite dish. I'm sorry, but that is what I see in this story. That is all I see in this story, is like somebody who really likes the martyrdom aspect. They want the tension. They want the arguments even. Universe, you want to weigh in on that? Because it's a fascinating side note to all this. And for some reason, I just feel like this is a breath of fresh air to have it done. We got the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is, ta-da, the ending. The ending of what was a painful, it was always going to be tension. It was always going to be a battle. Really, does love need to be a battle? This says, mm-mm. And so how do we stop having a battle in love when one person says, what do you mean? That's not what it's about. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you to love me. I don't want to argue with you to get you to care about me. I don't want to have this kind of energy. That's not what love is supposed to be. Love is supposed to be kind. We're supposed to lift each other up to be the better versions of ourselves. We're not supposed to create angst. That's the exact opposite of what love is. So, all done. No, thank you. I walk away from the battle because I'm not going to fight with you. That's basically what she has decided, is I'm not going to fight And I think that that's exactly where he's like lost his power on this, which this actually is a victory. A 10 of swords is a completion of a lesson, a completion of a cycle, and it was a painful one, but it really feels like, let's not invoke any more pain. Let's go ahead and do better. Let's go ahead and do better. Prince of Swords, universe says onward. This has been a lesson that allows for so much swift action, swift growth, swiftly moving to a different direction in life. This is super exciting. It's beautiful to know that it doesn't have to be that way. Now, he may swiftly be looking for the next drama, because this is Loki, this is God of chaos. If this is somebody who thrives, and we did see him as a King of Swords, if he knows that she won't play my drama game, so I can't play with her anymore, I got to go find somebody else to have, a chaotic, push and pull, always angsty, never really reaching the culmination of being together and being happy together. If this is what he's going to seek, he's going to go find that again, maybe because that's where he thrives. Even if, I don't know, is that a great place to be? Universe, what's your vibe on that? I would just think it'd be very exhausting. King of Wands. He loves it. This is what warms his heart. Maybe he needs to feel some kind of, okay, so Horus is the Egyptian pantheon of gods. Horus is the falcon god. The Eye of Horus is very, well-known symbol of protection. And in this, the story that Horus is the son of Isis and Osiris, and he has to go out into the desert and fight his uncle Set to avenge his father's death, since Set, the storm god, killed his father Osiris. And so he goes out there to fight, and his eyes are plucked out by Set. But then Thoth, the god of all wisdom and knowledge, restores his sight to him. But I'm wondering if this, just in that story, I have these things that I have to do. I love to feel like there's these Herculean tasks that I must overcome. I must be some kind of a protector. I must be some kind of a fighter. In part one, I remember that we had, out of this deck, I know that we had the 7 of Wands, and it depicted him fighting. And I always think of it as like my King of the Hill card. I got to be the King of the Hill. And I just feel like, and I couldn't understand why he was martyring himself and saying, I have to go off and fight for my, my name or my personality, or I have to fight other people to recognize me. This was the card we had in part one. And I'm wondering if this is like, he creates drama so then he can be a hero, or creates conflict so there's always something like a movie that we got to fight against and fight for. Well, then that might be what he really loves and how he thinks it's supposed to go. That's just not the way she wants to do things. And so maybe it's, hey, it's fine. Everybody gets to do what they want. But let me just ask for her, what's the thing that she's seeking? None. And this card came out in part one also. This is why I called it the martyr. This is when I was referring to him as the martyr. What she wants is not to be with people that would martyr themselves. We already saw she wants genuine happiness. So she's not willing to do the martyrdom game, or to deal with somebody who wants to always find a reason that there's going to be conflict and strife. We already saw in her heart of hearts, when I said, what is it that she really wants? She said to be happy. Oh gosh, I want to run in the sunlight. Oh gosh, I want to go out and I want to just do beautiful things. I want that. She's not into the martyrdom game. 8 of Cups. She's into to looking sexy. She is walking through that portal. 8 of Cups. She's moving forward in life. She's determined to, I think, use her life's energy to explore this world, to explore facets of her character, to move toward things that will, enlighten, to move toward things that are going to just brighten up her world. Help her to evolve, help her to find something else. 5 of Swords, Princess of Wands. And if she does come across, this is my meathead card, if she does come across people that want to push back, she kind of looks at it differently and says, well, I wonder what I'll learn from this. Not like, oh my God, this is a challenge. This is what I have to push back against. This is my war. She doesn't look at it that way. She looks at it as, well, this will be an interesting mystery to solve. You notice she stands on the foot of the Sphinx. And the Princess of Wands is the same as the Page of Wands. It's a message, it's a new spark of inspiration. Basically, when this is so different because in part one, we saw that the reason he became a martyr in the first place is because of this. He wanted to push back and become king of the hill and fight for some kind of, like, in the eyes of these individuals, he needed them to approve of him, is how it came across in part one. When she encounters stuff like that, she goes, yeah, I don't give a rat's ass if they like me or not. But it's interesting how they see me. If I meet a bunch of meatheads that are challenging me, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, couldn't care less if they like me, but it is cool to see how other people challenge you in different ways. Why do they think the way they think? Why are they trying to push buttons? Interesting, intriguing. You notice that there's this real difference now from part one when we were looking at him versus part two. So she really does see the world in a different lens. He sees it as, yes, this is the fight that I needed to find. She looks at it as like, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Sorry, it's just one little interesting thing to see how other people operate. But anyway, back onto my journey. I just feel like her purpose is different. The things she gravitates toward is different. So I would summarize this all by saying maybe they were not a great match. To put it simply, maybe they were not a great match because they were so different. And perhaps he could have learned something differently, or he could have looked at the world through her lens. But, every character has every right to live their life the way they wish. But it's maybe a little anticlimactic that this huge, long thing played out, only to say, yeah, no, he's not going to move toward her because she doesn't bring the drama that he craves so much. She won't play like a false role in her own life to just make things intriguing. You know how there's like this concept that anything that people will like hate watch stuff and they'll stay hooked longer on something that they're angry about. Some people will do that, and other people are like, yeah, I don't really need a stomach ulcer. Thanks, no thanks. I don't want to have stuff that triggers me and makes me angry. In fact, honestly, this is a waste of my time to get angry about stuff that, maybe doesn't even directly impact me. So yeah, no thanks. I'm moving on. I've got, laundry to do. I've got paintings to paint. I've got, friends to call on the phone. I've got awesome music to rock out to. I'm going to go do things that add value to my life instead of get needlessly wound up. And I just think that's the difference between these two personality types. All right, I'm going to leave this here. I know this is a really long one, but I tried to do right. You guys said you wanted a part two, and I was like, we're not going to let it go until we get to the bottom of this. So you guys, thank you so much. Timothy, so good to see you. Victoria Knox, hey, sorry, it's so sweet to see you tonight. Thank you for being here. Hi, Diana. Tammy Secord, 11D8. Thank you guys so much for giving us a thumbs up. Thank you, 11D8, for reminding me to say that. Thank you guys so much. Karen Bishop, hi, sweetie. Shane Donahue, thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Manisha K, great quote. Yeah, she's busy living life. I hear you. Johnny the Carnut, great to catch you. Thanks for being here, Johnny. Hey, Star. Kung Fu Panda, great to see you. India Logan, thank you. Sheila, how are you tonight? Good to see you, love. Oh my gosh, Sheila, I swear you said that and then cards came out that basically said the same thing, huh? Hey, Lois, thank you for being here. Alana Williams, right back to you, sweetie. Karen G, I can't understand what you're saying, but it sounds like you're wishing ill upon me. May my path be lost? I don't know why you're subscribed if you don't like me. But yeah, we don't do wrath on my channel. So and we don't call up negative stuff. That's just not our thing here. So I'm not sure if I'm misinterpreting, but I haven't ever seen anybody write that kind of stuff before. But yeah, we don't do that here. Cosmic Dancer, good to see you. Awakening your ambition now. I used to love him. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Hi, Christina. Oh, yeah, no, Karen, we don't like that kind of stuff, okay? Conjuring entities, no, we don't do that kind of silliness. We have a good time here with fictional storytelling and, you know, looking for interesting stories, but yeah. Alejandro, hey. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Sherry Lee. Dandelion Girl, such a sweet name. I love that. Jackie Blue Jay, hi, sweetie. Relay, hi. Hi, Vampy. Happy New Year to you also. You guys, oh, Terry Joe's in the house. I almost missed you there, honey. Good to see you. Hi, Alex. Black Butterfly 25. Violetta. Or is it Violetta? Rosie, hi, sweetheart. So good to see you. Patricia Pucator. Oh, Rosie, you sweetheart. Thank you so much. Are you a music lover too? I love music and I have no musical talent at all. And so I always say I'm such a good audience member because I love that other people have that gift and I don't have it. And so I like really enjoy it. Fire sign, hi love. Good to see you. I saw your comment earlier. Thank you, sweetheart. You so warmed my heart. Thank you for your beautiful words. Hi, Michelle. Abraham, good to see you. Thank you. Chris Sherman's in the house. Hi. Hi, Amy. Victoria Edwards, greetings to you as well, my love. Darren, thanks again for being here. Thank you, RS. All right, you guys, really nice to see everybody. Michelle, Ursula, I don't think I caught you there, but thank you for popping in. All right, you guys. Holly Light, hi. Hi, Lindsay. All right, everybody. Take care. Oh, Tammy Secord, you are so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Terrence, hi. I love that. Only peace in 2025. That's awesome. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Lion Not Lamb. And you just finished laundry. That's awesome. I did laundry today too. I don't know why. I just feel like I am the queen of my house when I get my laundry done. And you know why I had to do extra laundry? It's because of my furry dog. I showed you guys a clip a little while ago that it's only gotten worse, by the way, but Aries loves the spare bedroom. And I have a guest coming tomorrow night, and Aries sleeps in that spare room, but he doesn't want to sleep. I have like a big comforter that's like multicolored on purpose because I know he's going to get on it at some point, and I don't want him to leave paw prints and stuff on the nice, fluffy, beautiful, comfortable comforters and sheets and everything underneath the protective covering. But Aries thinks he's a human, so he gets up onto the spare bed in the middle of the night and he pulls the protective covering down and sleeps in the blankets. And now I had to rewash everything today in preparation for tomorrow's house guest. So I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. So yeah, I thought I had worked around the problem by going out and buying big, protective coverings, and I was so proud of myself. I got them like a thrift store for $2, and I love the blanket, and and now he's gone and dirtied it all. But Bruce Reed, Bruce, I saw your message, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I hope that you are recovering from your fall, honey. I was like, ouch. I'm so happy to hear from you, Bruce. I hope that you are. We have one of those little bells that you ding and people bring you, grapes and things as you heal, sweetie. I sending you so much healing energy. I'm sorry that you got wounded. Black Moon Majesty, thank you for being here. I know, Holly Light, you are so right. But I still have to cover it with something because then he'll just get on the mattress, and I can't have an unmade pretty room in my house, right? So The Virgo in me won't allow it. 11:8, you're such an angel. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. And you, sweetheart, you sending Bruce good energy too. I think we all are. Barbara Hill, great to see you tonight. Jessica Sweezy, good to see you. I'm glad you popped in. I'm glad I got to say hi. Hi, Simone. I love the Aussies. Yes. The Australian Shepherds, they do. You know, Aries blows out his coat about twice a year. And oh my gosh. Whoo, it's a because they have that double pelt too. So it's quite a bit of fur in my house. Mary Troca, good to see you. It was a wild one, wasn't it? Violet, again, thank you for being here, love. Wendy E, thank you, sweetie. You're so awesome. You hit the like button without anyone having to tell me. You are so sweet. Thank you for that. That means a world to me. Wonder T, right back at you, love. Happy New Year to you as well. All right, you guys. Nice to see everybody. Yes, a tornado. Oh my God. Lion, not lamb. You are spot on. Wait, your Russian blue, are you talking cat? Do you have one of the big, huge Russian blue, like the Maine Coons? Those are such gorgeous cats. Aw, that's so cute, though, Diana, that your doggy looks bald but still manages to shed everywhere. I don't know why that just sounds adorable. Alana, thank you. Great to see you. Shane, sweet dreams. Have a good night. All right, you guys, I'm going to bounce on out. As you can hear, my baby has awakened. I will release the Sag video that I've already created and put that out for right now. But you guys, thanks again. Lots of love. Bye for now.